Hi, I'm Chevapravatdumrong, the co-writer and one of the producers on Joyride. I'm from Ann Arbor, Michigan, and this is my first produced movie, and I was a TV writer before this. One of the shows I worked on was Awkwafina is Nora from Queens with Teresa over here.
Hi, I'm Teresa Hsiao, also a co-writer and producer of Joyride and co-creator of Awkwafina is Nora from Queens on Comedy Central. And I'm from just outside of Boston, so we're kind of like East Coast, Midwest situation here.
The process, it's very hard to pinpoint an exact point because it literally was just making each other laugh, like, you know, just like having fun as friends. And then literally even just typing on the final draft collab as friends up until it just was there. So it's kind of hard to nail down an exact time.
I think we were always writing and rewriting. So even though we started it in 2018, it was pretty different from, you know, what it is now. I think there were a lot more crazy bits that were in the movie that we ended up realizing that unfilmable.
Those things cost money, turns out. You know, you can just type it. And
we were in animation actually where you can just do anything.
Yes, everything in animation costs the same. Apparently in real life with actual actors and stunt people, it costs more money sometimes. The Hangover, R-rated comedy, Bridesmaids.
Girls Trip.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we had never just seen an R-rated comedy featuring people who look like us before, and it was really exciting to be like, hey, we want to write a movie about our friends, about people who we've never really seen in these situations that can be funny and raunchy and messy. And but those were the movies that were kind of in our heads when we were writing this thing that we were like, no one will ever make.
No one, ever. What?
No one. Who will do this? The level of familiarity and just knowing that we're all in this together and we all want to make the best movie together was really nice.
Well, Audrey, clearly looking for success in her career, and then later on looking for her actual birth mom. So, you know, a very clear journey right there. But I mean, overall, though, she's looking for her identity. Like, that's the core of the entire movie. She's just searching for what is supposed to be her true self, which is maybe a little different than what she'd actually grown up thinking what she was. So we're getting to watch her find that out.
I think Lolo, her journey in the beginning is just, she's fun, she's energy, she's a little crazy, she's got all these wild ideas. And I think she really learns through this journey of like, okay, settle down a little bit. There is a little bit of growing up to do that she has to learn from this whole journey. But part of it is also pushing Audrey on her identity journey because Lolo knows her best friend more than, you know, Audrey knows herself at times. She knows that this is something her friend needs.
Kat? Well, Kat on the surface is only searching for success and being famous and more success and more fame, but ultimately what we know that she actually needs to find is a sense of self-acceptance. So that is her journey underneath, just being like, I'm a soap actress.
You know, everyone's had those moments where you've done something crazy in your life and you might feel a little bit ashamed. I'm not saying nothing from myself.
I mean, we did,
no,
what? We didn't write this movie from real life. We have no regrets,
you know,
personally.
You've done something a little wild and you feel a lot of shame and you just try and tamp it down and don't want anyone to know about it. And that's what Kat really has to realize is like, she used to be fun. She really just has to accept that and be okay with the person she is. Deadeye is a really great character in that in the beginning, they really start out as a person who's just looking for friendship. They actually know who they are very distinctly. If they are a K-pop stan, they love BTS, but they've never really had friends around them. And so really like trying to hold on to the friends around them and then kind of figuring out through the movie and just, you know, their friendship with Audrey that there's someone who really deserves to not only have friends, but like kind of figure out their own identity journey as well.
Okay, this was the most fun casting process. You've seen it. They're great. And that greatness was literally already apparent in their first auditions, the first tapes that we saw of basically everyone. We could just see the potential and the spark right away. There were so many times where literally in the first tapes they sent, they were improvising things that just, we were like, that's great, put that in the movie. And it wound up in the movie. They're all hilarious. It was very, very fun finding our core four.
In particular for Audrey, we had known of Ashley Park from her work on Broadway with Mean Girls, and also Emily in Paris. And when she came in and did her audition, we were just like, oh, okay, this is Audrey
Okay, that was
right
it.
here.
Yeah.
She made us cry in her first audition. And so definitely we're like, okay, Ashley, we love Ashley. Sherry Cola, amazing actress. We had known each other socially a little bit. I don't know. I don't think you had.
I don't think I had officially met her, but it was like friends of friends and sort of, yeah.
Yeah, and she had been on Good Trouble for a long time and just came in with that Lolo energy. We were like, oh.
She was Lolo.
There has to be a role for Stephanie in this movie, and we also just. Kat had been a little bit of a different character before, but because we were like, we need Stephanie in this movie, kind of shifted the character a little bit to fit a little bit more of what Stephanie did.
She came in, she really made it her own. She made it super hilarious. Oh my God.
Oh.
Okay, so they had been a staff writer on our friend's show. So we knew of their existence, but we hadn't known of their acting ability until we saw their tape, who our amazing casting director, Rich D'Elia, just said, oh, this is a very funny New York comic, watch their tape, and we died. We immediately watched it, we died, and then we found out later that they had done, 184 takes of it. They were like, if you watch it carefully, it was just like, I started in the morning, the light was one way. By the end, it was, and we don't even know which one of those that we got, but we do know that we watched it, we were like, okay, that's it.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Deadeye was another character where our conception of it was maybe a little bit different, and then when Sabrina came in and did their thing, we were like, well, it's that now. Like, now we're just doing that.
I think we just really looked to our own friends, and basically a lot of the characters have characteristics of not only ourselves, but also of our friends.
And we'll say their full names right now.
We'll say all their names so you know exactly who has the tattoo. Just kidding.
Composites, guys. But it's true. It's like I think grounding it and basing it on actual real personality traits of people that we knew, real stories of people that we knew, and like changing things here and there. But if you had that core of truth, I feel like that's what came across. They make the exact kind of movie that we wanted this to be. So we were like, all right. Well.
And when we were going around too, they made it really clear that they wanted us to be heavily involved in the movie, that they were like, this is your movie. We want to be here as much as we can to support you on this. And that was so important to us of just, having Seth, having Evan, having James Weaver and Josh Fagan, and Josh being there all day with us on set. They were so helpful because we had never done this before. This was new to us, and just having that experience was like really, really great. Having that experience, but also them being able to say like, okay, there are some things that we don't necessarily know about from the perspective of like, oh, this is very specific to your community, and them just kind of like trusting us with the process was also like wonderful.
There were improv moments. I feel like a huge laugh is when Lolo, they're doing that Harry Potter run, and every screening, when Lolo goes, Hagrid, like, people die, and that was something that the cast came up with kind of like on the day.
They were so good at just, obviously they were put into situations where we're like, oh, this is hopefully a funny situation, but they were so good at coming up with their own bits and things. Stephanie as Kat yelling, it's not a bop it, it's my asshole, is forever gonna be like the line that sticks with me as like just so funny, definitely not on the page. And so she just screamed it.
We are so excited for this, it's ridiculous. Like South by Southwest was a party. That crowd is amazing. Like it's always a great place
overserved.
for, it was a 9 p.m. screening. You know, yes, maybe they were, yeah, well lubricated for the film. But
As everyone should be.
As everyone should be. We had that awesome thing where, like, truly, like, people would laugh and then they'd be laughing so hard they didn't hear the next joke, and that's all you can want. We were like, yes, now they're gonna have to go see it again.
Yeah, I think it's been so long since we've had that experience of being in a theater and like hearing other people laugh and just having that shared experience of like enjoying a comedy with strangers. I think it's been so, you know, just like you don't see that many comedies come out anymore, and it was a really nice reminder of like, oh, I remember back when I just took all my friends and we went out to see this movie and we just died laughing, and just being able to talk about it with your friends after. I thought like that was so cool.
Yeah, it's definitely a group watch because aside from the laughs, there's also, you see in the movie, shocking parts in it where people like are like, ah! And having that be sort of a cathartic moment with your friends also, it's just like, okay, wow, we got through that together. Wow, we didn't think we were gonna see that, and we saw it.